like I believe I said a while back, with people running around who contain and are able to harness the powers that we've seen so far, it was only a matter of time before someone got the bright idea of pushing it even further, elevating someone to an even greater position of power and destruction. I'm not sure how that was meant to help the world, but then again, maybe it wasn't meant to. But with the sisters and Misaka herself were in quite a lot of peril, what's the first course of action that our boy is going to take, other than just heading straight first into danger, because we all know he's going to come up with one hell of a plan. The only real way is to tag along and actually find out. So strap yourself in, get a drink, and let's begin. Well, with her current standing, she wasn't exactly just going to lay down and accept any kind of help because she feels personal blame and burden. Even if her heart was crying out for someone to save her. Now imagine this scene and she couldn't actually control any electric and it's just screaming on the middle of a bridge. And how long is it going to be before we have any more dealings with the church? They're definitely not going to just let everything slide. And how, or if, the various character storylines intertwine. We haven't had much of that magician samurai girl either. And is that the last we're actually going to see of the green, slick-back-haired, says what he wants, creates shit dude? Like, did he get munched by Toma's arm? Is it that the scientists just couldn't get eyes done correctly, or is it so that we could differentiate between which one is a clone and the original? XY coordinates, sure. It's not exactly using longitude and latitude. They're gathering their own little dataset to try and win. I wonder why. Why does it just divert off into that like jazz tune? So what, like, kind of like extreme stress can bring out more? Do you have any control over what kind of abilities you can inherit? Or is it all purely random based on your genetics? I suppose that artificially inducing some amazing abilities would also be a slightly costly procedure. Why? Great face. Are you referencing the fact that he doesn't care about actually learning and is failing his grades? So level 1 is actually like the worst ranking. Level 0 is just something that they can't actually measure. Oh, I thought there were multiple chairs. No, they're just taking turns. It's like if we have an understanding of time, but if a fourth dimensional being was existed, they'd be able to see every element of time far beyond our understanding. And to us, they would seem like a god. Lying in the middle of the road. That much should seem evident. That's what a large blast of electricity might do to a man. That's going to heal him up. He's slightly smiling because he's at least somewhat reached out to her. You just have to dismantle that understanding and assumption. It would put the entire scientific arms race in jeopardy. It's like if someone changed the constant of gravity. It's like so many things would be completely thrown out of whack. Well, we don't really know much about Accelerator, but her abilities and her clones aren't able to do anything. Yeah. That's why he wasn't talking about you fighting. Was beaten by someone that is completely overlooked. He says that, you know, maybe I can beat Accelerator, even the fact that he was just on the ground a few seconds ago after not receiving a lethal attack from her. He doesn't have any sort of attacks. From my cursory understanding of what Accelerator's powers are, that would be great. Able to change particular elements about anything. Its trajectory, its electrical charge, speed, velocity. I wonder if we can go into, like, chemical bonds, just change them. Is he given a list of places to be as well? I guess if they do create these clones with kind of limiting factors so they don't understand of what's going on, that's kind of nicer, but still. Understandable. That's the bit I can't get on board with, though. So what is there to gain in being even stronger? Other than just so that you can say that you are. So he wants to differentiate himself so people don't even try to fight him. Is that it? Because it's not the strongest of a level that is actually meaningful. Okay, maybe just tiniest bit of a god complex. But I suppose even if he wasn't forced and went along with it willingly, killing more than a few handfuls of people would take a little bit of a toll on your mental state. Is he going to make it in time? Probably not. He didn't actually rush forward there, he just changed the entire Earth's trajectory. Okay. So the one that he has been talking to is the one that is in the current plate. What does her zapping him just now, what was that little epiphany she had? Go on, let him risk everything. At least she has some... I'm not sure what to call it. She has moxie, at least. Ooh. That's not a good sign. Try to hold out at least. And if just zapping a few bolts could work, then all the previous ones wouldn't have been able to carry out, like, defeat him. Oh, Christ, she can go at a molecular level. Yep. Ozone is particularly, well, toxic. It only took 10,000 or so attempts. Well, if she's getting faster, more intelligent, then maybe understood and made backup plans. No shorts on that one. Oh, I thought we were going to actually give you advice for bare knuckle boxing or something, but no, you're still talking about your abilities. It is something that couldn't have been predicted. The experiment is now void because there are factors not being controlled. So this isn't the first time someone's found out? Just your friendly neighborhood level 0. He didn't even flinch at that. He's got the conviction of a moron, which actually is kind of dangerous. Put all of your minds together and try and work out why he's doing it. Oh no. If she was a normal person, this kind of self-doubt and thinking that how worthless she is would be quite disheartening. As a clone, it's still disheartening, but still. Even if, oh yeah, like people get attached to cars and things, and they are mass-produced, but the one that you care about is the one in front of you. Yeah, I don't think he'd allow you to get a cheap shot in. I hope no one uses that rail line. Yeah, no matter what kind of disruptive ability his right hand has, I don't think metal girders are affected by it. But his Accelerator's cocky attitude and looking down on him, it might probably come back to bite him in the butt. Thinking that he's up against Insect will give him just the opportunity he needs. Yeah, why were you making it last as long as you did? Just slap his hand away. No! Bad Accelerator. Is there a time factor with Thomas Hands? Like, if he stops an ability, is it then cancelled out for until he lets go? The fact that you could tell that there was wheat flour in just inside that container, okay. Oh shit, a makeshift bomb. Yeah. Especially if the mixture of ozone as well. Yeah, I suppose Accelerator standing in the middle of it isn't particularly worried, considering he can change the vector of everything around him. God, that laugh is the creepy kid in the playground. I mean, his personality is the creepy kid in the playground as well. That was a big explosion though, and I don't think just running away is going to do much. Tom is pretty much like Kentucky Fried fucked. If the hospital can just reattach severed arms as if it's nothing, full body skin grafts might be easy as well. But the way that Index has gone so far with its conclusions to the arcs, Tom was gonna fail on saving her, but release the others. Something like that. I'm still waiting for her to fix her nun attire properly. The way that this set of subtitles kind of craps out every now and again. But if Accelerator there was like, remember, no witnesses, why was he taking so long? If he has the power of a god as he sees himself, then why play with your food? Is this disturbance of the experiment by Toma going to bring about the epiphany that fighting him one-on-one isn't actually the best of ideas? And if the clones want to actually do anything, then they're going to need more firepower. The power of friendship. At least one thing that we gleaned from this episode was that if you're ever struck by lightning, the only medical care you need is a lap pillow and a cat. Don't take any medical advice you hear from me seriously in any way, though. I would not be held liable. And does the teacher just enjoy having these exposition conversations? If nothing else, we know that she goes to that place quite a lot. But considering her stature and her job, maybe there's a reason she goes to a bath and drinks a lot and smokes. Don't really blame her. But if you enjoyed this episode, please let me know. Things are dangerous. It always had that kind of undertone of, well, sadistic killing. And now we're really, really seeing it with Accelerator. If you want to see more, subscribe to the channel. Most importantly though, get yourself a bit of rest. You don't want to go in unprepared. Join me for the next one. If you want to be the evil geniuses that are behind the experiment that could be called my channel, then consider joining on to my Patreon. All I can say is that so far, Sal, Raywin, Electric Ant, Deadman 1997, Shiwan, Jennifer Rojas, Mecha, Stinsfire, Big Boy, Yuki Annie, Shane Dunlops, Dark Shadow 7899 and everyone else have not had to sacrifice anyone to do so. Although nobody actually tells me nothing, so this may be an elaborate experiment and I wouldn't actually know.